into your chats. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live. Okay, let's go. And I want to appreciate every single person that actually took the time out of their morning to type in the chat box not only what they were grateful for, but why they were grateful. And that's something that was very, very powerful. So I'm excited. I'm blessed. Let's talk about today's topic. Okay, starting right on time. And let's talk about it, right? So today's topic is going to be how to identify a good mentor, okay, and how to mentor somebody, right? How to be a good mentor for leaders, right? So today's topic is going to be easy. Not easy, but it's simple to break down, right? It's going to be who's a good mentor, right? How to identify a good mentor, okay? And what we're also going to go over, all right, is how to mentor leaders. Okay, remember the whole month is dedicated to leadership. Okay, we've been doing this since the beginning of the month and we're literally in the last week of it. Can you guys believe how fast this has all passed? Like, I remember just the other day when we were doing like the 5 levels of leadership and everything. Who's been on the calls all month? Type a 1 in the chat box if you've been on the calls all month and you know everything has just been flowing by very fast. Wow. Look at how fast we finished the whole month of trainings, guys. Like, think about that. Like, we just did a whole month of training. We haven't missed one. The special guests were great. Everybody was prepared and everybody's been good. So let's talk about it, right? So you see, this is something I want to be able to break down, and it's so important. And look, guys, I want you all to know as well that, you know, everything that I've taught you guys this month, okay, you need to apply this information, okay? Like, the stuff that I'm teaching you guys is the stuff that I'm currently applying in my business and I'm currently adjusting within my organization. And yo, when I tell you that it is making such a difference in my organization, my team, my relationships, my systems, everything has absolutely changed. So, you know, this training right here is going to be very powerful, right? Because who's a good mentor, right? And he talked about it in the book. He says, mentorship is both caught and taught. The catching part of mentorship is totally dependent upon the credibility of the person mentoring you. Therefore, who you learn from is as important as what you learn. My mentors were contagious in their transference of positive qualities. I benefited intellectually from their wisdom, but it was my heart that caught their spirit, right? So that's what he says. He says mentorship is both caught and taught. Okay, so he breaks down, all right, the way that you find a good mentor. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over is who is a good mentor in your life. Who do you know for a fact is a mentor for sure? Because remember, guys, there's a difference between mentor and a coach. I need you to understand this. There's a difference between a mentor and a coach. All right, think about it. If like, for example, I am a mentor, okay? There's a difference, all right? There is a coach, okay? A mentor, right, knows the information. He actually has a really good thing here. The mentor knows the information, all right? He knows more of a long-term basis of where it is that you're going and what's gonna happen in your lifetime, right? A coach is the one guiding you through the steps. Okay, here, this is what you need to do. All right, it's more short term. All right, a mentor is more long term because he's pouring his wisdom, he's teaching you all his skills, the life, everything that needs to happen. So we're gonna break that down so you guys can understand that really quick. But the number one thing you need to understand, all right, when picking a mentor, who is a good mentor? All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about who is a good mentor. How do you know if you have a good mentor? Well, number one is, oops, sorry about that, right? Does the mentor have credibility? Okay, that's number one. Does the mentor that you've chosen have credibility? Now, listen to what he says. He says, credibility is everything when picking a mentor. You don't ask someone to coach you in an area where he's never demonstrated success. You don't seek business advice from a person who's never ran a successful business. You don't get fitness instruction. You don't get fitness instruction from someone who's out of shape and 50 pounds overweight. You don't ask a mediocre speaker to teach you communication. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so you have to understand, is the person that you've chosen to mentor you, okay, does he or she have credibility? Okay, does that person have success in the area that you've chosen them to mentor you? Now remember, there is a difference between mentoring and coaching. Okay, someone can coach you, like someone that's out of shape can coach me on certain things at the gym. But can they mentor me? No, they can. They can coach me. They can tell me, hey, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. But they can't mentor me. They can't be there with me and tell me why it's so important and really give me the keys behind it, right? Right? Only in college, right? Only in college can you go and learn business from someone who hasn't ran a successful business, right? But those are not really mentors. Those are coaches. That's the difference. You see, I want you guys to understand that those are coaches. When you go to school and you're learning from a teacher who hasn't ran a business, they're basically coaching you. They're not mentoring you. They're coaching you through it. Okay. So it's understanding this. Okay. He says the underlying purpose of mentoring is not for people to act differently, rather to become differently. Okay. That was a good quote that he had in there. He said the underlying purpose of mentoring the underlying purpose of mentoring is not for people to act differently, rather to become differently. All right. So I don't want anyone in here, all right, to act differently. I want you guys to become different. I want you guys to develop yourselves into better individuals. Okay. Now, you guys are probably wondering, does Neno have credibility? Well, I will consider myself humbly and respectfully a credible individual in this field. Am I the most credible person? Absolutely not. I know there's people that are way more credible than me in the field of self-development and personal development and network marketing, but I am a professional at what I do. Okay. Have I made money in this? Yes, I've made almost $500,000 in network marketing. Okay. So, and on top of that, I've been able to build teams of over 2,000 people. Okay. I've made, whatever you want to consider credible, I've been able to do that. Okay. So I do consider myself someone who's credible, both in the area of network marketing, self-development, and leadership. Okay. Now, do I have so much to grow? Absolutely. But in terms of where I'm at right now, I know that I can take you to where I've been, right? I can help you make a few $100,000 a year like I've done it. All right. Can I help you make $1 million right now? Not yet. Can I coach you on how to make $1 million? Probably, because I've been given the play on how to make $1 million, but I have yet done it, right? I'm working towards doing that right now. Okay. So I need you all to understand that this is very important to get. Okay. I can coach you on how to make $1 million, but I can't mentor you on how to make $1 million, right? You guys see that now. What's the difference between the two, right? Because there's certain guys, there's people on this call right now that can coach you on how to make 6 figures. They can tell you what you need to do to make 6 figures, but they can't mentor you on how to make 6 figures because they haven't done it yet. So you got to see that and you got to understand that. All right. Every single person here, I can teach you guys and I can mentor you guys how to make multiple 6 figures. All right. Because I've done it. But I can't coach you and mentor you on how, I can coach you, but I can't mentor you on how to make 7 figures yet. Don't worry, in 2022, I'll be a 7-figure earner. So I'll be able to teach you guys and mentor you guys on how to get to 7 figures. But a lot of what I'm teaching you guys right now, the simple stuff, guys, the things that I teach you guys are the simple stuff. Hey, morning routine, read the books, write your goals down. Okay, all this stuff is so simple. And guess what? If you apply this stuff, the foundational stuff is what gets you to the 6 figures. What takes you to 7 figures is being able to do it consistently while now you have, like, look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was on the run to 6 figures, it was easier for me to do my routine than it is now. Because remember, before I wasn't as busy. I didn't have as much responsibilities. I didn't have anything. I was broke. So I had no other option but to work, do my morning routine. But now it's harder now to make the 7 figures. It's harder now to stay consistent. It's harder now to stay disciplined because there's so much more to do now. There's so much more that you have access to. There's so much more responsibilities. There's so many more people that need you. The problems are bigger now. The demons are bigger now. So if you think that is hard now, wait till you start getting to 6 figures, going into 7 figures. It gets harder. You got to know this, guys. That's why I'm preparing you guys right now so that when you guys get to the 6 figures, you guys are ready. Yo, damn, Neno already prepared us. He told us, yo, when I hit 6 figures, this was going to happen. Yo, if I would have known that, maybe I would have prepared myself a little different. But you got to understand, number one, does your mentor have the credibility? That's very important. Take a look at who you consider your mentor. If it's me, then you're good. But who else in your life is your mentor in the area that you want to grow in? Okay, that's number one. Number two, is the mentor's strength compatible with yours? Is the mentor's strengths compatible with yours? Okay, he says this, and this is what I have underlined. All right. Before you engage in a mentoring relationship, it's important that you know this truth. We teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are. Before you engage in a mentoring relationship, it's important that you know this truth. We teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are. The reason mentoring is so powerful is that good mentors possess the ability to reproduce their abilities in the lives of the people they mentor, but that is only possible if the mentors and the mentees share similar strengths. Okay, so in order for me to be your mentor, me and you have to share similar strengths. In order for us to have a good mentoring relationship, in order for this to work, okay, our strengths have to be compatible. Okay, he says this. He said, it's fine to admire talented and accomplished people. It's great to partner with them if there's something you can accomplish together. But if you don't have common strengths, a mentoring relationship isn't going to be mutually beneficial. Okay, the reason why I have such a beautiful and strong mentoring relationship with Matt Rosa is because we have similar strengths. We have very, very similar strengths. Okay, we're both very good improvisers. We're great at building relationships. We're both great at, when we arrive in a room, we're really good at taking the energy in the room and making it ours. Okay, we have very strong compatibilities. Okay, and it's just so much other things. You know, we both love, you know, shoes. We enjoy sports. There's like so much compatibility, and that's why we have such a strong and solid mentoring relationship. Right? He says this. He says the two areas where I mentor people the most are leadership and communication, because those are my greatest strengths. And the people I work with not only have the ability in one or both of those areas, they typically have already developed those skills. All right. So you got to understand you know, why you are compatible with certain people in your life. And if you're not, it doesn't mean that you don't mentor them. It just means that you might not be ready for a mentoring relationship with that individual, right? That's why there's been people that join my business. Okay. For example, there's been people that join my business and I get to know them a little bit. And I'm like, I might not be the right fit for this individual, right? I might not be the right mentor for this individual because my strengths are not compatible with this person's strengths. So what I do is I connect them with someone in my team that is compatible with them. And yes, I still guide them. I still coach them and mentor them through the processes, but I'd rather connect them with somebody that is going to help them and is going to be more compatible with them. I'll give you guys a great example. I don't know if she's on this call, but one of my leaders, her name is Isabella. Okay. She is not on this call, but her name is Isabella, right? And Isabella, just to tell you guys a little bit about her, you know, she was a young student who had just, you know, flew in from, you know, she's from Colombia, you know, Spanish was her first language. And, you know, she hit me up on Instagram and she said, hey, Neno, you know, I would love to do what you do, so on and so forth. And, you know, when I signed her up, I got to know her a little bit. And I noticed that I wasn't going to be compatible with her at all, right? She was very shy to herself. She was great, though. You know, she had the attitude. She had the spirit to become successful. But I wasn't compatible with her in like very few to none things. So what I did was I connected her with my top female leader at the time, which was Julie, right? Julie is now a six-figure earner within my organization. Okay, I connected her with Julie, who had a very similar story to her and had very similar strengths and weaknesses together. So I connected them together. That was the most beautiful connection I think I've ever made, right? They are now best friends. I think that Isabella is like the godmother to Julie's new baby. Isabella is also the next six-figure earner in our team. You know, she's making over $5,000 a month in residual income. Like, she's one of the top leaders in my organization now. And I was blessed that I was able to enroll her. And yes, I've been a mentor to her and I've been able to guide her. Okay. And I'll take minimal credit for it. But all the credit, I gave it to Julie. Why? Because I was able to connect her, because I saw that she wasn't going to be, you know, she wasn't going to be compatible with me. She was more compatible with Julie. But me and Isabella still have a phenomenal relationship. She calls me, you know, she hangs out with me, you know, we love each other to death, you know, but I knew that she would be more compatible with a leader within my organization. They literally became best friends. Like, I'm talking about, like, literally they connected. They're literally godmother to her kid and everything, like, beautiful. So you also got to know that and understand that as a leader, right? I have multiple leaders that I've been able to do that with. I connect leaders with multiple different people, but the ones that I know I can relate with, the ones that I know that I can run with, then I run with those, because I see a lot of myself in certain people. Okay. I see a lot of myself in certain people. And when I see that, I'm like, okay, this person I can work with, this person I can develop, because guys, I'm a very, how do I explain it? I could be very savage, like, sometimes I'm very aggressive sometimes. Like, yes, when it comes to you know, this, you guys see the mentor side of me, the teaching side of it, but I have the New York inside of me, like Luz said, right? I have the hustle inside of me. Okay, I'm a hustler. Like, I don't like to see people slacking on their potential, right? I'll call you out on your BS. Right? If you're not showing up, right? If you're not living up to your potential, I'm gonna call you out on it. But I'll be the first to tell you, I'll praise you in public, but I'll punish you in private. I'll let you know what you're doing wrong and what you're not doing and how you're not living up to your potential. I'll make sure you know that. And for some people are not ready for that kind of accountability. And I gotta know that. I gotta know, because there's certain people that you gotta be soft with. Hey, you know, look, this is what's going on. There's certain people that I call and I talk to them like they're my little brother, or, yo, bro, you slacking the F off, bro. I can't believe that. And I'll tell them straight up how it is. And they respect that. You know, somebody I could talk to like that, Mikey. Mikey's probably on this call. You can ask Mikey. I don't call Mikey and hit him with a soft tone. No, I call Mikey and I talk to him like if he was my little brother. Yo, this is what's going on, bro. You're slacking. Bam, 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 bam. He tells me, you know what, big bro, you're right. But I can't talk to Mikey the same way I talk to certain leaders. And that's what you guys got to understand. Okay, this is important. And I'm not always like that with everybody. Okay, there's certain people that I do have to understand how I'm going to treat them and everything. Okay, I can't be like that with everybody. And I got to understand that as a mentor as well. All right, but I know what is important and who I need to talk to and how to manage everything. So that's also very important. Okay, not everybody's the same. All right, and then last but not least, number 3 is you got to ask yourself, does your mentor reproduce other leaders? Does your mentor reproduce other leaders? Okay. Has your mentor reproduced other leaders? You got to ask yourself that. Mina I could talk to like that as well. Mina I could call, hold her accountable. Yo, sis, bam, 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 bam. And she'll be like, you're right, bro. Let's get to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how Matt is with me. Matt is like that with me. Matt don't sugarcoat things with me. He calls me and he tells me how it is because he knows that's my kind of mentorship. When you want to hold me accountable to something, tell me straight up how it is. Okay, very important. So you got to ask yourself, does the mentor reproduce other leaders? All right. This is what he says in the book. He says reproducing leaders only happens if the mentor produces leaders. If you're not identifying, attracting, and equipping leaders, you don't yet have credibility as a leadership mentor. You need to do the groundwork to develop credibility. And if you're wanting to be mentored in leadership, don't try to connect with anyone who hasn't proven himself or herself as someone who produces leaders, right? This is important. Okay. Has your mentor developed success stories for other people? This is how you know if the person who's mentoring you right now is a good mentor or not. Have they produced other leaders? Well, within my organization, I've been able to produce multiple six-figure earners, multiple, not just me, but multiple already. Multiple six-figure earners. And in other companies, and I've developed a seven-figure earner in other companies. But what did I did? I coached them to 7 figures. I didn't mentor them to 7 figures. I told them, yo, look, this is what I would do if I were you. I coached them through it. They applied it. I taught them the path of least resistance, the law of least effort, and now she's making 7 figures in another company. Just because I taught her that one simple strategy. I coached her through that one simple strategy of letting go, letting God, the path of least resistance, all of this stuff. And she went from making multiple 6 figures to now making multiple 7 figures. It's important. Okay. So remember, you got to know how to reproduce other leaders. All right. So now you got to look at yourself on this call. If you want to be a mentor, you got to ask yourself, are you credible? Are your strengths compatible with the people you want to work with? All right. And have you been able to reproduce other leaders? All right. Now, because we only have about 10, 12 minutes left of this lesson, I want to jump straight into what's next. Okay. Which is how to mentor leaders, right? The next thing is how to mentor leaders, right? Because what I was I was helping you guys with was helping you guys understand what a good mentor was. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys how to mentor leaders. And this is also very important. So before you understand this, you got to know this. All right. He says, as a mentor, okay, you need to be a teacher, a guide, a coach, a cheerleader, and you must know when to be each one. Okay, So when, as a mentor, you're a teacher, you're a guide, you're a coach, you're a cheerleader, and you must know when to be each one. There's going to be a time for you to be a teacher. There's going to be a time for you to be a guide. There's going to be a time for you to be the coach. There's going to be a time for you to be a cheerleader. And there's going to be a time for you to just be that mentor overall. Okay. This is very, very important that you understand that. Okay. This is key information. So you got to know this and you got to understand this every single day. Now, how do you mentor leaders? Number one, okay, choose your mentor. No, choose who you mentor. Don't let them choose you. Okay. So I choose who I mentor. I don't let them choose me. You got to know that. He says in the book, Jesus picked the 12. They didn't pick him. Jesus picked the 12 disciples. The 12 disciples didn't pick Jesus. So you got to understand that you got to choose who you mentor. Who are you going to help? Who are you going to guide? Who are you going to help take to the next level? Right? Because this is what he says. He says, letting others pick who you mentor would be like selecting your investments by agreeing to buy any fund from any salesperson who called it to pitch it to you, right? So let me repeat that. Letting others pick who you mentor would be like selecting your investments by agreeing to buy any fund from any salesperson who called to pitch it to you. There's no telling what you would end up with or what the outcome would be. Instead, you need to selectively pick the people in whom you see the most leadership potential in. When you pick the right ones, you win, they win, everybody wins. Okay, so you have to make sure that you pick the right person to mentor. All right, I've picked the right people to mentor, and that's why I've been able to develop multiple six-figure earners within my organization. All right, that's number one. Number two is you got to set expectations up front for both of you. Okay, for both of you, you have to set expectations. This right here is probably the most important thing of them all. All right, this is so important, okay? Because what happens is if we don't set expectations, assumptions happen. All right, and what he says is that assumptions are the mother of all mess ups. He says, have an understanding so there is no misunderstanding. So have an understanding so there's no misunderstanding. Okay, so expectations, right? The first one you have to set is we expectations. The we expectations are very important. Okay, what are some of them? Right, the first one is we will maintain an ROI agreement. What is ROI? Return on investment. Okay, which means that if I mentor you and you if I mentor you, okay, there's going to be a return on investment in me spending my time in you. Okay, and you using me as a mentor, there's going to be a return on investment in you. Okay. Wait, the sound is off on IG. Let me reset it. The moment I get a phone call, it just messes it up for everybody, which sucks. Right? So there has to be a return on investment agreement, which is very important. Everybody has, it's a two-way street. So we all got to return. We all got to have a return on investment, which is key. Okay. The second we expectation is we will make each other better. Right? This is something that you guys got to do with your people. When you sign somebody up, when you enroll somebody, right? These are the expectations that you gotta set up with people. Yo, we are gonna make each other better, right? Type a 1 in the chat box if you've ever been in a mentoring relationship where you only made that person better, but they didn't make you better. Where you did everything for that person, but that person did nothing for you in return. There's so many relationships like that. And you know why? It's because too many individuals, okay, are not giving you guys any value. All right. From now on, I'm only mentoring people that are gonna make me better as well. That's it. I'm not mentoring people who are not gonna make me better. Right. Now listen to the you expectations, right? This is what I expect of you if I'm gonna mentor you, right? Number 1 is you must come ready. Every day you must be ready. This is another one. You must keep earning my time. And I'm going a little faster here because I know we're wrapping up and I want to make sure I get this, all right? You must improve, not just learn. These are expectations that you're setting for the person that you are mentoring. And last but not least, you must mentor other leaders. So if you want to be mentored by me now, this is what I'm going to let you know. Hey, look. Hey, let me see who we got in the chat box. Let's say Eunice. Hey, Eunice, you want me to mentor you? Well, Eunice, look, let me let you know. You must come ready every day. Okay. You must keep earning my time. You must improve, not just learn. I don't want to just jump on these calls with you, teach you, and you not improve. I want to see improvement. I want to know that you applied the information, that you read the books, that you listened to the audios, that you went and applied the recruiting tactics that I taught you. Okay. And not only that, that you're also teaching it to other people. You understand what I'm saying, guys? So from now on, when anybody wants to get mentored by me, these are the expectations that I'm going to be setting, right? Now, me expectations. What are you guys going to get from me, right? Well, number 1, I will be a safe person for you to share with, right? You can trust me, all right? You can share anything with me. I will make myself available. I will give you my best. I will look out for your best interests. And that's it. So me expectations, hey, I will be a safe person for you to share with. I will make myself available. I will always give you my best, and I will always look out for your best interests. You know what I just did? We just set clear expectations on what we expect from this moving forward. Just clear expectations. Clear expectations for everything. This is very, very important, guys. Key information. All right. There's still so much more to this, but to finish it up, right? We were going over number 2, right? Right. We talked about number 2, how to mentor leaders. We talked about number 1, choose your mentor. Choose who you mentor. Don't let them choose you. Number 2 is set expectations up front for both of you. All right. If we go to number 3, so we can wrap it up here in this last 60 seconds. Number 3 is personalize your mentoring to help leaders succeed. Okay. And number 4 is care enough to have crucial conversations with them. Those are the 4 ways on how to mentor leaders. Okay. This is very important, guys. Very, very key. He says on number 3, right? He says this: mentors do not seek to create a new person. They simply seek to help a person become a better version of him or herself. Okay, so you got to personalize it. You know what works and what doesn't work. I can't tell you guys exactly how to mentor somebody in your field because every single one of us are in different companies and in different platforms. So you have to personalize your mentoring to help leaders succeed. And the only way you can do that, remember, guys, you are already a mentor, which means you have credibility, which means you know. So I already have personalized my way of helping people see success because I know how to help somebody make 6 figures. Okay. And number 4 is you got to care enough to have those crucial conversations with those individuals. Care enough, like, yo, have those crucial conversations, all right, which is very key. Okay, so these are the 4 pages we went over here today. All right, who is a good mentor? Number 1, does the mentor have credibility? Number 2, is the mentor strength compatible with yours? And number 3, does your mentor reproduce other leaders? Okay, that's the first part, right? Then we went over the second part, is how to mentor leaders, right? We said number 1, choose who you mentor, don't let them choose you. Number 2, set up expectations up front for both of you. We have we expectations, you expectations, and me expectations. Don't forget those. And then last but not least, personalize your mentoring to leaders to success. And 4 is care enough to have crucial conversations. Number 4 is very, very, very important. Okay. Make sure that you guys put a star around number 4 because having those tough conversations are super key. All right. So with that being said, that does wrap up